45 years in keeping Louisville weird, Electric Ladyland has been there for all your eccentricities. While they do offer the best smoking supplies out on the market today, there's a whole lot more to check out. From ashtrays and blacklight posters, to records, incense, and burners, and items to stock your metaphysical supply. They're open from 10 to 10, 7 days a week. Located at 2325 Bardstown Road in Louisville, Kentucky, and at electricladyland420.com. Roll out.
Welcome to the May edition of Unsleeved here on the Flamekeeper Network. Before I get started, I want to acknowledge our new sponsors that have come aboard last few weeks. They are all from Louisville, Kentucky, so if you're in the area, you should stop by, all three of them. They are Electric Ladyland, Pizza DoNisi, and Magbar, which are a side-by-side venue pizza joint combination. This month, I want to show off some of my CD and DVD collection. I know this is a very quaint idea now, in the age of everything's on YouTube, more than you could ever possibly imagine. But back before I had really good internet here out in the sticks where I live, this is how I got my musical entertainment, was seeking these collections out. So I have a pretty decent collection of these. So I just picked out half and then kind of shuffle them in no particular order. I'll save the rest for another episode on down the line. But I will go out and say still, as far as video and sound quality, I still don't think you can beat the Blu-ray or even DVD copies of some of these concerts, because they're so crisp and clear and mix so well with the 5.1 or really good separated stereo, whereas sometimes on YouTube and stuff like that, it's just kind of like two mono tracks, a lot of times, depending on what recorded it. So let's go ahead and get started here. First one up is the last live album from Overkill. It might be the only live album that I think about it. I don't know. I'd have to go through their discography and look. Well, this is live in Overhausen, which is Oberhausen, but they crossed out Ober and put Over. This is a really good collection here. They did two albums in their entirety, back to back. It was Horoscope, one of my favorite early ones, and Field of Fire, which I think was their first one, if I'm not mistaken. They have like 20 albums now, so you have to forgive me if I don't remember which album fell where anymore. But if you're into Overkill, I would recommend getting this. It's a pretty nice packaging. Here is the first gatefold of Blitz and DD. And then it opens up into this 4-panel gatefold here, full of live shots from the two shows. And for anyone who likes some real concerts without a lot of like audience noise or anything inserted, this is a really honest DVD. There is a song that they obviously do not play often or haven't played in a very long time that required a little bit of soundboard assistance, so I'll just leave it at that. You don't really see many bands cop to that nowadays, so I was kind of surprised they put it in there, because it was a glaring error or planned error. Not planned error, but they really didn't know if they were going to pull it off, so they made sure that it sounded good, and it didn't go as planned, I don't think, but they left it in there, which I thought was cool. So here's just some live shots of the book with the credits. This is a show before Jason Bittner joined the band, so it is not him drumming on these. I'm not sure who the drummer was, to be honest with you, but he does a fine job regardless. And then the last page with the credits, and there you go. So yes, Overkill live in Oberhausen. I think this came out about 5 or 6 years ago. Everything before COVID sometimes blurs together. Sometimes it doesn't seem that long, sometimes it's way longer than it seems. So, all right, next up is a live offering from the band Accept, post Udo, of course. This band gets a lot of hate, a lot of love at the same time. It really depends where you stand. I am actually a bigger fan of this version of the band with Wolf Hoffman and Mark Tornillo than the Udo stuff. I don't say the Udo stuff's bad, but they've had Andy Sneap in their back pocket producing albums since the Blood of the Nations, which was their comeback album. And I would say the first three they did in this lineup were some of the probably best Accept albums there are. Obviously, Blood of the Nations is a classic. It's one of my favorite albums of all time. Stalingrad was a no slouch either. And Blind Rage is really good too. After that, they started kind of, it wasn't home runs after home run on every song. It started deteriorating a little bit in quality, but still not bad. I still get excited when they put out new stuff because the riffs and production are just so damn good. And I also like Mark's singing a lot too. So anyway, this is set up much the same as the Overkill packaging. Probably from the same manufacturer, I would imagine. And then the book here with the pictures and liner notes. What I thought was cool about this one is the DVD is a totally separate concert, and the two CDs, the two CDs are also different concerts. So really you get a total of like 3 concerts on this package, which is pretty cool, if you ask me. There's a lot of different songs on the 2 CDs, but I think all the songs end up on the DVD somewhere or another. So yeah, if you're into the modern Accept, 2010s Accept, I would recommend getting this one too. Blind Rage live in Europe 2015, Restless and Live. Obviously a take on Restless and Wild, which I have on CD right back there. So up next, it's probably the one that everyone knows was coming, so let's just go ahead and do it. Saint Anger, I know. Here's the back, just in case you haven't put eyes on this in a long time for whatever reason, because it came out in like 2003, so it's 20 years old now. I just think we'll be getting a box set of this in 10 years. Could be interesting. So here is the inside of it. Here you have some kind of monster artwork, and then the CD in the middle with a some kind of download code that they said do not lose, and I did not. And then the DVD is on the end. And what I remember about this was with the some kind of monster documentary was they pretty much sold you a DVD with an audio CD, which they thought was I remember James thinking that was kind of weird. And if you think about it, it kind of is. I mean, are you selling a DVD or are you selling a CD? In this case, you got both. But I kind of understood where he was coming from. So still feel the same way about this album 20 years later. There's some good stuff on it. There's some good riffs. I appreciate the attitude of it and what they were going for. But man, some of these songs just overstay their welcome by minutes. Saint Anger being one of them. The song Saint Anger. But then you have songs like Frantic that like get right to the point and out of the way that are really good. So alright, up next is a concert that I missed by one day. This is the Opeth live at Red Rocks Garden of the Titans. Me and my wife went to Colorado in the Denver area, and they played the show the day before I got there. Gojira opened up, and Devin Townsend, I do believe, was the first opener. I'm pretty sure you can find the Gojira set on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken. But again, this is almost like the other ones. It opens up to a 2-panel into a 4-panel. And then there's one more over here that gives you the view of the stage from the stands. When we went to Red Rocks just to go see it, they actually let the public in until about 2 p.m. on show days. You can go all the way down to like the barricade. People do like exercising and stuff there. So they wouldn't kick you out till 2. They got a pretty cool museum of everyone who's played there. So there's been some pretty cool bands I'm interested in have played there. So that was cool to see. We hung out for about 2.5, 3 hours, just checking it out. So I'd love to see a show there. The day we were there, actually, Primus was setting up, but we left, you know, obviously way before they closed off a lot of the stands to get ready for the show. But anyway, this is a good one. Again, the whole thing's on YouTube, but I would almost safely say that this probably sounds and looks much better than the YouTube rip. Let's see. Here's one that's pretty good. This is the Shadows Fall, The War Within. My favorite Shadows Fall album by a long shot. And what I remember about this is when I first started playing drums, they had a Jason Bittner drum lesson where he was playing the Light That Blinds, probably one of their heaviest and best songs, and probably the most well-known song. Maybe between that or Destroy Your Senses, but one of their better ones for sure. And I would watch this. I would watch him play this song, the playthrough, over and over and over, and wonder if I'd ever be able to get to that level. And I'm here to report that I have not, actually. I just kind of figure my limitations are where they are, and that's where I stay. And so yeah, but all these videos are on YouTube now also. So here's a pretty old idea where they put their merch flyer inside the CD, which is pretty cool. So you get you some shirts. This ammo box over here, I tried to order it, but it was already sold out way back when this CD came out. And they got some other label made, some God Forbid stuff in there, and some albums, additional titles, stuff like that. So pretty cool. Kind of gives you a glimpse of, you know, where they're at back in, I don't even know when this album came out, to be honest with you. 2004, so a year after Saint Anger. And again, here's the book with the fold-out band photo and lyrics and notes. It's the other side of it. So yeah, these guys are still popping up every once in a while. You know, on like festivals and stuff. Obviously, I mentioned earlier, Jason Bittner is now the full-time drummer for Overkill, and John DoNisi is actually the lead guitar player in Anthrax. So that takes up pretty much, you know, all their a lot of their time being in those two bands, which are you know, pretty active still. So the last one for this episode of Unsleeved is the Best of Pantera. So the only reason I bought this is because it had the DVD in it. It is of all their music videos. So you get Cowboys from Hell, Psycho Holiday, Cemetery Gates, Mouth for War, This Love, Walk, 5 Minutes Alone, I'm Broken, Drag the Waters, Domination from Moscow. That's the one where they played with Metallica and AC/DC in front of a million people. Primal, Concrete Sledge, Live, and Revolution Is My Name. It's in a sleeve. And then here is the awful, awful cover. I thought this cover was way better than this one. This cover sucks. It looks like a bad Photoshop copy, and it doesn't even have Dimebag on the cover anywhere. It's Phil, Vinny, and Rex. It's bizarre, to say the least. Oh, Dimebag was on the inside. Okay, still he didn't make the cover though. He made the collage when he folded it out, but he didn't make the covers. I thought it was really, really weird. Being that he is an icon and probably the most recognizable member of the band. So here's the whole thing together. It still sucks. Inside the book is like a story, kind of like history of the band, you know, kind of thing, you know. And then you have the credits on where the songs came from, what album, you know, what year they're recorded. I think even where it charted on the charts, if I'm not mistaken. No, it does not. I thought it did. But anyway, yeah, so there's that one. And then Then the CD DVD is on one of the reverse cases, so it's one of the ones where you, well, this one's actually broke. I listen to it a lot, but anyway, you would take out this tray, flip this part, and then you get the DVD in the back. I will have to repair this after this episode, obviously. And then here's another band photo on the inside, and yeah. So that is it for part 1 of my CD DVD collection. Maybe you guys have some of these or had some of them. I know a lot of people got rid of their CD collections a long time ago, but I think they're pretty cool. And you know, if bands still release them like this, I will still buy them because again, like I said, I do think the video and audio quality are way better on these than what you can watch on YouTube. So there's that. So thanks again, guys, for watching. Make sure you check out my fellow Flamekeeper Mark Jackson's episode about a record store he visited in Ohio. And as always, guys, stay safe, stay heavy, keep the heavy metal flame lit, and we will talk to you next time.